failed with major repairs. Technical repair report for bidding. Restoration with permit by a fully licensed vendor. Engineer oversight. 3 site visits. Certification with owner liability in lieu of a load test. Load test still may be required by the AHJ.
Fire escape engineers inspect the summary video. Here we are in Lynn. We're inspecting a fire escape on a multi-use, mixed-use building. 2 platforms. Fire escape has been kept painted and has some structural issues which I'm about to identify. So 2 things required: must be structurally sound, must be kept painted. Full paint job. Talking about structural. Original hardware is, I'm looking for evidence of any maintenance. All I see is just original hardware. Some of the original hardware is going to be in good order. It just needs a load test, including some welds that are going to be needing a load test, including some welds on the slide that need a load test. But then some other things are going to need actual rebolting, and I have internal rust. So let me start here with the grading. These spacers are in good order. They just need to be reinforced. I don't think you need to replace the grading. The grading is in good order. That's a piece of flat with McNichols clips. Will negate these from opening. Coming into the screw bolt into the back, there's from below and from above, I took photographs. There's rust inside there, and there's rust at the bottom. So those bolts need to be changed. The front is in good order. I would change that bolt while you're changing these 2 bolts. I would change that front to eliminate the load test. Okay. Bars are 5/8 rounds picketed, welded. Again, the shop welded, field bolt installed, so ready for a load test. Tied back into the building with original hardware. Okay, again, ready for load test. There's some vinyl covering it, but again, the load test will take care of that. Now the requirement is the city does want the fire escape load test or the insurance company. So this report must be submitted to the city as well as to the insurance company to make sure that our certification meets their standard. All right, so the same thing is going to apply. That platform, the back and the bottom are the diagonals have internal rust. The back and the bottom have internal rust. The front is good, but while you're doing all those, I would definitely change that so that way you don't have to load test the diagonals. The rails, by simply changing out these bolts, there's no load test, but otherwise you can keep the ones you got. They just need routine maintenance and just load test it accordingly, but otherwise you change these bolts, there's no need. The ladder's ready for load testing. Okay, I see a new hex head here, but original square head there. And this is all welded. A lot of times these are popped through. So in cases of failure on the weld, the pop through and it's welded on the outside, but not this case. This is a new ladder that somebody came in here and just welded in when they took out the old one. But you can either put a saddle angle clip underneath to back up the weld, and then there's no load test. Otherwise, to pass this ladder, we need to load test all the runs. Otherwise, you can reinforce it and not have to deal with that. I'm going to go down 1 floor, and it's going to be pretty much the same as this other floor. I'm going to be dealing with the ladder to the ground there. So I'm going to suspend here and start video number 2. This is the 3rd floor. I'm going to the 2nd floor. Fire escape engineers inspect the summary video. Here we are, the continuation. As you can see here, look at all the rust buildup inside right there. And if you look up there, you can see the rust buildup inside the connection there. That needs to be cleaned out and rebolted new. Cleaned out, rebolted new. While you're here, I would change that bolt. These are all 1/2-inch bolts. Easy to do. This one has internal rust, as you can see there. That one has internal rust up there. And that one doesn't need it, but I would change it out anyway. This is what a welded connection looks like. And again, it should have been punched through, and it was never punched through. So either you got to load test it to verify it, or you got to put a saddle clip underneath, and we can explain how to do that. Grading is in good order, but again, you have to reinforce the grading so that you don't have to replace it, because these things open up. There's one already there opening up by that area, and I'll show you with that example. So again, this one needs rebolting, and the bottom one needs rebolting. This one over here, rebolting. I require, but I would recommend rebolting. The rails are in good order. This one is ready for a load test. Good order, ready for a load test. Or if you change the bolts, then there's no need. Some of these welds, there's actually load test, you put in a test to them, there's no bolts in the bolts. There's no need to load test this weld. So a lot of times it's a simple test of the 2 bolts, 3/8, that's all you need. Going down, the paint job is great, but the spacers, there's definitely internal rust there. It's all original hardware, so if this is a 50 to 75-year-old structure, she's never had any maintenance done on the structure, on the brackets. And then if you want to step over here, Scott. Okay, gotcha, thank you. See the spacers right here? Those spacers are why you can't fix. You can't fix this rating, but you don't have to replace the rating. The rating looks good. But as soon as you reinforce it, that's a 1-inch piece of flat on the roof. Put a McNichols clip here, put one at the end, put 2 in the middle, and that's enough to negate you. So you got to do it in all these areas. That's just so they don't open up and a children's foot goes through it, or an adult's foot. Here's the release mechanism. I try to lift it, but this ladder, the ladder folds up into this side, but it's frozen. It needs to be greased and oiled, but he leaves it down, so as long as he leaves it down, she can stay. But again, to eliminate the concern, any and all welds that need to be load tested. As soon as you pop in a bolt, there's no need for a load test. Original hardware into the building, ready to load test, but a lot of times when you back it up with a new bolt, and these are easy, these are 3/8 bolts, as soon as you change these out, there's no need for a load test. Any documentation must be submitted to the city, and in some cases must be signed off by a structural engineer or others acceptable to the building official, and the document also must be submitted to the insurance company to verify that this opinion affidavit or a load test is required by them to avoid any future liability and concerns. Firescape has been kept painted, and we're going to talk about the percentages of failure on this Firescape. So 100% of all the brackets, so we call it 75 to 100% of all the brackets need to be rebolted. 75 to 100% of the grating needs to be reinforced, not replaced. The railings are in good order, so 25% of these railings is all you have to really change a bolt on. Otherwise, a load test is all you're going to need. The ladder is going to stay the way it is. This ladder to the ground, and it just needs routine maintenance of 25%, to back up some of its welds, because he wants to leave it open. And this 75 to 100% of this ladder, which is all welded, but again welded on the inside and not punched through at all. So 75 to this needs to be reinforced, including verification of these bolts back into the building. Otherwise, a load test can be performed on this. So anything new needs no load test. Anything that remains behind that is 50 to 75 years, such as a square head bolt, needs to be load tested. Any questions, please contact your local building official for any verification of anything that we said on this report. And currently there's no life safety concerns on this project. Any questions? Firescape Engineers, 866-649-0333, Inspector Cisco Meneses.
Load test still may be required by the AHJ. Failed with major repairs. Technical repair report for bidding. Restoration with permit by a fully licensed vendor. Engineer oversight. 3 site visits. Certification with owner liability in lieu of a load test. Firescape issues. Photos represent what the violations are, not where they are or how many exist. Pass-fail inspection, not technical repair report.